Hello, everybody. Hopefully everyone can hear me and everyone giving you a chance to join on tonight. I will tell you I'm really tired tonight, so I would imagine you're probably going to see a little bit of speech issues. For those of you that don't know, I had a stroke in 2016. And today has been a really rough day for me. My breathing's been labored. I feel like I'm kind of congested a little bit. So when that happens, when you get old, everything just starts going to heck on you anyway. All right, let me know when you are here. I'm going to check to see who we have here joining us. Hi, Dina. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully I can get my other comments going on here. Let's see here. There we go. I think I got it. Hello, Sue. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I see you ordered your kit today. Thank you, thank you. You are going to absolutely love this. Tonight's project is really cool. I'm just going to give people a few minutes to join in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. This project here, it looks very complex, but I will tell you it's not that difficult. The key is making the box that it sits in. That's really the key. And I've tried to simplify that as much as possible. I'm going to show it to you here in just a few minutes. Oh, what a day, what a day. Hi, Janet. Welcome. Hope all is well with you. So what is everybody up to? Anybody making some cute stuff? Hopefully. Using some of the stuff that you've ordered and playing around making Christmas cards. Anybody have their Christmas cards done? I'm just going to make sure that my page is going to here. Usually I have people popping on. Sometimes it takes a while for the comments over there for some reason. Let's see. All right. Well, let me see here. Okay. Again, I apologize for my stuffy breathing here. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. It may just be that people have things going on tonight. You can always watch the replay, so that's a good thing. So if you miss it, you will be able to rewatch it and make your projects. So what are we making tonight? Are you guys ready for this? Because this is so cool. I'm going to pull it towards me so I can pick it up so you can see it in the camera. Let me see if I can pull it back far enough. Look at this. How cute is this? We make the bow. We make the little tag. We make the box that it all sits in. Look at that. It's all in there nice and tidy. What a cute gift. Now I will tell you this. I went to get cello bags, big cello bags like you would use at Easter time, for an Easter basket. Trying to find those. I should have just ordered them from Amazon to do this project. So word of the wise, the dollar stores do not have these. At least the ones I went to, they were out. So I've stuck this in a Stampin' Up! Cello bag that we used to be able to order as demos. It's a 12 by 12 bag, and it did fit, but it's a little tight here at the top. So let's go ahead and get started, and I am going to turn you down to the table. Hopefully everybody can see that. Let me move this up a little bit. There we go. All right, I'm going to slide this cute little project right out of the way here. Now, you are going to need to start out with an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Now, I will tell you, when I made this box, I made it using Stampin' Up's heavy cardstock. I did not make it with the new scrapbook paper. However, I looked, because I had a multi-pack from Stampin' Up that included the garden green in it, and I only had the one that I made the box in. And you have to have a 12 by 12 piece for this. Okay? So, with that being said, let me think about this. No, I don't need a 12 by 12 piece. Hold on a minute. I just lied to you all. Let me grab. I changed the measurements. Originally, when I started, I had 12 by 12. But let me grab my garden green. So you need a piece of garden green cardstock. And the base of this is going to be 9 by 7 3/4. Originally, I had it a little bit bigger, and I did not like it. So I changed it so that everything would fit tidy in this box. And the reason why I changed it, I'll show you right now. It is because of this big whopping frosting. I'm going to tell you, do not get this frosting to put in your kit. If you're going to give this frosting, put it in a separate baggie next to it. Use the little frosting decorating things, because this is so heavy. Even with the heaviest of cardstock, it would not hold this frosting. I could just see the box breaking apart, so I altered my pattern. Okay? So, here's what you're going to do. With your green cardstock, you are going to cut 9 by 7 3/4. Okay, we got 9. Then we're going to turn it and do 7 3/4. Then with this same piece, now this is the bottom of your box, 9 by 7 3/4. You're going to score on all 4 sides at 1 1/4 inches. And make sure you use your scoring blade. I can't tell you how many of these I did that I didn't use my scoring blade. If you are on my Facebook page tonight, I cannot see your comments, but I will go back and try to answer any questions or concerns you might have. If you are on my Facebook group, and the people I show being on my group are Sue and Tina and Annie. Hi, Annie. Welcome. Okay, so 1 1/4 inches around all 4 sides. Now we're going to burnish these, and then we're going to come back and we'll make the top to our box. Let me grab my bone folder here somewhere. Oh, where did I stick it? That's bizarre. Had it just a wee bit ago. Well, let me see if I can find a spare one in my cart here. This one isn't perfect, but I will have to use it. And then we're just going to run it along these edges here. Our bone folders are the best. If you don't have one, you need to get one. This one is not a Stampin' Up! Bone folder. And it just doesn't give you the crisp edge like ours does. All right, now I'm going to take my paper snips. I had a piece of paper on them. And what you're going to do on the longest side, you're just going to take this little square here and cut to that first score line. I don't know if you guys can see me. Hopefully you can. So, cut right up to that first score line. Then we're going to turn it on this side, and we're going to do the same and the same. And you guys have probably made 100 boxes before, so this is probably nothing new to you. Now, what I like to do, I want to make sure when I put this thing together, I'm not going to have something like this. So, I always, on the top part here, just cut down, okay? And if you don't know which part the top is, you just take the corner here on the edge, cut down, take the corner here on the edge, cut down, and, whew, my eyes are watering. Take the corner here on the edge and cut down. All right, so now we have all of our corners mitered. You don't really need to miter the other side. Sorry, I have to take off my glasses. My eyes are watering. This is part of this whole allergy thing I got going on right now. So you'll have to excuse me here when you hear me sniffling and saying I got to take a break a minute to get my eyes from watering. Otherwise, I can't see you all, which is not a good thing. All right. Now we're just going to add glue to this. This is the bottom of the box. It's real easy. Now, if you wanted to put designer series paper on here, you could put designer series paper on the bottom and not put it on the top, or you could put it on both of them, use two different kinds of designer paper. That is entirely up to you. I just did a very thin strip of designer paper on the top of the box, because I thought that's what people are going to see the most, not the bottom. Oh, eyes watering. Looks like a Benadryl kind of night. So tonight I had a retirement party for one of the ladies I work with. She's an awesome person, and I tell you what, we are going to miss her a lot. She's a fashionista, and she's just a lot of fun to be around. But we had her party tonight, and it was beautiful. She had like an hors d'oeuvre party at this really nice restaurant we have here in Saginaw. And I got to see some people I haven't seen in a long time, so that was really fun. We enjoyed ourselves. So here's your bottom of your box, and we're going to set this aside. And now our top of the box is going to measure 8 1/4 by 7. So I'm going to cut the 7 first. Then we're going to turn it, and we're going to cut this at 8 1/4. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And on this one, on all 4 sides, you are going to score it at 1/2 inch. Because we don't need it as big as the bottom one. Again, take your cutting blade and move it off to the side. Don't pull a Lisa Bauer. 1/2 inch. And we turn. And 1/2 inch. And we turn. And 1/2 inch, and we turn, and now the last 1/2 inch. Get in there. There we go. All right, this works the same way as we did a bottom of a box. So let me go ahead. I'm just going to burnish our edges here. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut on the longest side. We're just going to cut up to that score line. I don't know why, but I am crooked on this side big time. Well, thank God this is just a sample. I must have slid that or something. Either that or my paper's crooked. Wow. Well, you guys know I'm not perfect. It's okay. Your first one's always your sample, right? All right, so now I have that done. Now, what I want to do, your cake box measures 5 3/4 by 2 inches. Can everybody see that? 5 3/4 by 2 inches. And we want to place that roughly 1/2 inch from the top, okay? And you want to make sure that you have equal around each side. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a pen. I'm going to use pen because I want you to be able to see it. And I'm just going to trace around this. Now, I cut the piece of cardstock to use it as my template. And I'll show you what this is going to look like when we're done. And then you can keep one, make 2 of these when you're doing. And then you can keep one, and then it makes it much easier. Okay, so there is where our box is going to go. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to get your stylish shape dies out. And you need a circle. This is the second to the largest circle. And you're going to want to make sure you leave enough room, about 1/4 of an inch on each side and a little under, probably 3/8 of an inch from the box. And then you have 2 of these squares. Now, my sprinkles were square bottles. If yours are not square, you could use the round circles in here and just do 2 rounds, okay? Now you're probably going, well, how are we going to cut that? Because this is too big. Let me show you. Let me grab my cut and emboss machine here. And I'm going to turn this sideways so you guys can see it. And let me grab my other plate. So on the side that you are not cutting on, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm turning this 1/2 inch under. And then this will fit in your cut and emboss machine. Okay? So I'm going to do my big circle first. And actually, I got to get this little in there a little bit further. All right. I'm going to do my big circle first. And that looks pretty good there. And I'm going to run, well, actually I can run one square through at the same time. I'm just going to make that off to the side a little bit. Kind of center it here. Make sure I leave enough room for my other one. And in it goes. Now, for those of you that are buying the kit, you will get a template pre-cut. So then you will be able to use that to make sure you got all of your stuff in the right spot here. I am thinking these would make fabulous teacher gifts. What do you guys think? Okay, we look like we're lined up. Even if you're a little off, nobody's going to sit here and go, oh my God, that's in there. That sprinkle's crooked in there. So don't worry about that. Just try to get them as close as you can. Okay, get under there. See that tab sticking up. There we go. And that's our second one. All right. Now you're probably going, how on earth are we going to cut this big rectangle out? Well, let me show you. Now this is where it's really important that you have the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer. Because on here, on the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer, you can put your, and I don't know if you can see this, but I can center my cut line. Let me see if I can bring it up. Can you guys see the cut line in there? The ink? I've centered that in there. There we go. And I'm just going to lift up my blade. And I like to push up because I can line it up here at the bottom. And I'm just lining, there's a little mark on the on the Stampin' Up! Trimmer. A little line here. If you line that up with the side of your box here, and then just push up until you get the side of the other one. When you're done, I'm at the end here. And then I'm going to turn it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line it up in here. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to bring the blade down to the bottom of the line. And I'm just going to push up to the next line. And there we go. And then I'm going to do this again. I'm going to line this up. Bring my blade down because I like to start at the bottom. I want to make sure I have that lined up in there straight. Looks pretty good. I'm going to line it up on the bottom here of the line. Oops, my blade's coming out. There we go. And then I'm just going to push up till I get to the next line here. There we go. And then my last cut is this one down here. Again, I'm just going to lay it on the line. And that looks good. So let me bring this down. Lay this marker on the line and push down. And voila. And now we have our piece. And when you make more, you now know your size if you didn't cut out one already. So now we have the top of our box all ready to put our goodies in. Okay, so before you put this together, and I'm just gonna make sure, I don't know why my one line on here is so incredibly crooked. Let me just make sure. Half an inch. Yeah, I must have moved it. Let me see if I can rescore that here. There we go. That's much better. I just didn't want the paper to get on there. Must have had it crooked in my... See what happens when you rub your eyes? No. All right, that's much better. Now we're going to take pieces of designer paper. Let me pull out my designer paper here. And we are going to cut these pieces. Let's see. They are 7 by 3/8. We need 2 of them, and 5 3/4 by 5/8. So let's do a piece. We're just going to do 3/8, and that is 2 lines here before the half mark. You're not very good with 8. And I'm just going to whiff off 4 of these, and then we'll cut them down. Everybody with me so far? Hi, Deb. How are you? Welcome. Deb is doing a 12 Days of Christmas, too, and she makes lots of cute projects. She's the one who showed me how to make this bow that we're going to make for the top of our present tonight. And I'm going to tell you with this paper, look at this. You got to be careful. You're going to have to cut extra because if I put this on the box and I put this on the box and then I get this piece here that doesn't have any white on it, it's going to look funny. So we're just going to sit that off to the side and we're just going to cut 2 more pieces because we do not want that. Again, 3/8 strips. All right, there's my 4 strips. And this is going to go on the top of the box. Now we need to cut 2 at 7. So let me go ahead and cut 2 at 7. And this is for the long side of our box. Excuse me. There's 1 at 7. There's another 1 at 7. And then these 2 pieces are 5 3/4. Ooh, I could have only done 3. 5 3/4. And there. So there's our 4 pieces. Let me put this spare off to the side here. And we are going to glue those down around the edge pieces here before we assemble our box. So these smaller strips go on the side. So let's go ahead and put them down. going to turn it and do the other side. If you try to do this once you have it assembled, it's just hard to get them to lay flat. You can't really give them any pressure. So I like to do it beforehand. Okay. And then we have the two long pieces. Excuse me. And then one more long piece. Okay, now we're going to miter these little corners because we didn't do that before. So let's just go ahead and you just take the outside edge here and just chomp it down to the corner. Got to turn it. It's weird how your mind works, and it's got to go a certain direction. Otherwise, it doesn't seem right to you. All right, so there's the top of our box. Now we're just going to glue these tabs. And we should be able to glue these pretty tight. I've allocated enough room for the bottom of the box here. We should be good. The other one I made was super tight, and I increased the size here, so hopefully this works. If not, we'll go back to the first measurements. I have to make about 6 or 7 of these before I get them right. The design kind of starts out in my head and then goes from there. I even thought about doing mini versions to put like, lip glosses or makeup brushes or something like that in it. So you might see a mini version coming your way. Thought maybe for Valentine's Day I would do that. And then I had scored wrong. It's going to be a little problematic, but that's okay. All right, and that goes on here, and this one is just a little bit too large. Dang it. My other one fit perfect. All right, hold the phone, hold the phone. We're going to go back to my original measurements. Sorry, folks. I'll change this up. My original measurements for the top were 6 3/4. 6 3/4 by 8. So pretend this is 6 3/4 by 8. You're still going to keep it scored at a half, all that good stuff, okay? I'll have to make a bigger bottom to go with that one. Let me take my one out of here so you can see it. I thought that would just give me a little extra playroom with this, but I should have left it alone. All right. I'll take my lid out of here. And we'll put it on here. There we go. Fits perfect, right? Listen to your gut the first time. This goes in here. This goes in here. This goes in here. And then your cake mix goes in that slot. And then you have your box. Okay? All right, now we need to decorate this. And as you've seen on here, let me put this all back in this box. Give me 1 second. I want you to see how I decorated it. And I'll post the measurements for this too in the tutorial so you have it. This one fit a lot tighter. I must have just had my fingers. I had it right the first time. There. See how nicely that fits? Look at that. Perfect. All right. This goes in here. This goes in here. This goes in here. This goes in here. So you want the top of the box to be 8 by 6 3/4. And you're going to score a 1/2 inch around all the sides. Everything else stays the same. Okay? Now we want to decorate this. And what a better way to decorate it. Here's how, let me put this down so you can see it. This is how I decorate it. I made a bow using our bow dies, which if you don't have those, I didn't think I needed them until Deb Smeek. Deb, this is all your fault on why I needed these, if you're still watching. I love this bow. She demonstrated at one of our team meetings. Every month we get together at our Rubber Queens meeting. That's the name of our team. And we get to see projects and stuff that everybody makes. And this month, she was able to demonstrate this bow making. And I also have team meetings here. So if you're interested in joining my team, you know, feel free. I can give you more information on that. I do give all of my team members my Stampin' Tutorial Builder, which is pretty awesome because when I make my tutorials, everything's kind of already pre-programmed for me. I just have to click, 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 and I put nice tutorials together for everybody. And I do have that outright too. Anybody can purchase it for $10 a month. Needless to say, that in the training you get training from me from like social media type of training, electronics, things that you can do for DBWS, which is our online website that we get as demonstrators. I give my team all that training for free, as well as a tutorial builder. And in addition, Rhonda Wade, my upline, gives 3 levels down free training too. So it is just amazing. So my team gets both the technical training, so to speak, but they also get her training on how to build your business. So it's really awesome. So now we just have to make this really cute bow and this really cute tag. And to do that, I'm going to show you real quick. Now in this bow, I did not use one of the pieces because I didn't want the bow quite that big. So you can modify this however you want. But when you have the bow dies, let me grab mine here. This is what the bow dies look like. Let me take them out so you can see them. And you have to cut this out twice. And these fit perfectly on a 6x6 piece of paper. Now I've already done that, so I'm going to show you how to assemble this. So let me go ahead. If you don't have these, think about getting them because they are amazing. I like to use my seal when I'm making these. And all you have to do when you're looking at these pieces, you'll have big ones, you'll have one small one, and then you'll have 4 medium ones. You have 6 of these big ones. Okay? And just put them into piles. And then the easiest thing to do is just put glue in this bottom corner here. See where I put glue right here? Just right along this edge. Because what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to take this, see, turn, and these 2 corners line up right here, and then the bottom lines up. So it looks like this. And you're going to make all these loops. Let me hurry up and make these. The fastest bow maker in Michigan. Actually, probably Deb's the fastest bow maker in Michigan. Hi, Dawn. How are you? I have a package for you. Okay. Hi, Michelle. How are you? And Sandra. Welcome, welcome, ladies. Michelle has a son graduating from high school this year, I believe. These make great Christmas gifts, and there's not a lot of cost. I mean, I got all of this stuff at the dollar store, all the stuff that goes in here. I mean, they have Betty Crocker stuff. The Dollar General has a lot too. You know, the little icing packages. And the one thing I thought about, and I bought one, I didn't make a different carrier for it, but I thought that this sugar cookie mix would be cute in there. So instead of the box here, you would take the box out. Whoops, sorry. Come on. The box fits kind of tight because that's kind of like your glue, you know, it's your most weighted item in there. Okay. There we go. And this can just sit in a little hole. But if you're using a bag like this, see, it's a little bit too big, so we'd have to make this a little smaller. I'll see what I can do in coming up with that. But sugar cookies would be cute. And then you could put a little cookie cutter hanging on a piece of baker's twine. Get on there. There we go. All right. Now we're on to our medium pieces, these 4. So much for the fastest bow maker, right? You're like, quit talking and just get this done. Woo! Get over here. Just put the adhesive on the corner and flip and turn and down it goes. And then we're going to put these together like this, just on the edge. Just put a little adhesive and stick them on top of each other. They kind of look like little ballerina slippers, or those socks that you get, those no-show socks. Okay. And then these are our big ones. And you put them together 2 at a time because it just makes it easier for assembly. Okay, and then we're just going to put some adhesive here in the middle. And if you kind of make an X with these, like this, crisscross applesauce, right? And then put adhesive here in the middle. And then this one can come down. You kind of got to squeeze him in a little bit, but that's okay. And he gets in there good. And then these guys, same thing. I'm going to put him in the middle. And actually, it might be easier. Yeah, we'll put him in. So you could put those 2 together first and then put them in there. But sometimes I don't think I need an extra one. You know what I mean? So in this one, I would put like this way. And then you're going to put some more glue in the middle. And this one goes this way. Okay. And then this one, you'll notice I did not twist it because this one, you're just gonna fold like so, just around. And then you're gonna put adhesive right here in the middle. Now, if you had brads, this would work very well. And he just gets pushed in there. And voila, we have our beautiful bowl. And you can kind of, you know, fluff it out or push things around a little bit. But isn't that pretty? And that goes on our package. And then the last thing we want to do is to cut our tag. Now our tag, I think I have a piece here. Let me find where I did with it. This is what the tag is going to look like. Let me just take it off of the bag. There's my other bow I made. Now this one's made with less pieces, believe it or not. Oh, let's see. Here's my green piece. The tag base is going to be 3 by 4.5. So let me make sure I have this cut right. Thinking back now on my box. I know the first dimensions work though, because that's what this one is. So we want this 3, which I already cut, by 4.5. So I'm going to slice this down. And then I have an old punch that I will not part with that has, it looks like this. And it has this corner tab in it. If not, you could just slice the corners off here. Come on, there we go. And then I'm going to cut a piece of this designer paper because I want it to match my trim on my box. And this piece is going to be 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut 2 3/4. Do it up here so you can see it. By 4 3/4, or I'm sorry, by 4 1/4. Go. And again, I'm just going to notch this out in here. There we go. And I'm going to glue this to here like that. And then I have a hole puncher that's pretty old, but I'm going to come in here and I'm going to give this thing good healthy punch in the middle. Let's see, okay, probably about right here. All right, there's our hole. And then I'm going to grab the Christmas Friends stamp set. And I'm using this little mouse, and I'm also going to use, what did I do with it? Happy Holidays. Where's my Happy Holidays, doggone it? Here it is. I need to clean it, it's just what I need to do. Yeah. Guess we're not cleaning it right now. I'm going to stamp this in real red on the white piece. Now these are 2 circles. This is the second largest. This is the third largest. And I'm doing the Happy Holidays first because I don't care if my mouse goes off the screen. I mean off the circle, not the screen. There we go. Voila. I'm going to set that aside so I can clean it after. And then I'm going to take my Memento ink. And I'm going to stamp my little mouse on here. Like this. There we go. And then I am going to use the following blends. I'm using Petal Pink, I'm using my Color Lifter, and I'm using light and dark Smoky Slate and dark Real Red. So I'm going to start out with my dark. And I'm just going to go over the dark spots on my little mouse here. And I'm going to show you a technique while we're doing this tonight, because I like the animals to look like they have fur. All right, and then we're going to come in with our light Smoky Slate. Hopefully you guys can see this. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Give me 1 second. Let's see if this works. Come on, mouse. Move, move. Where are we, mouse? There we go. see. There we go. That's a little better. And I'm just coloring in my little mouse here. Hopefully you can see him getting his gray on. Speaking of mouse, I have one that's in the wall of my studio by my door. And this must be a thing that's just going on right now because I guess maybe he's trying to find refuge maybe for the winter, but it's driving me crazy. I got those little beeper things that get plugged in. I'm going to use Petal Pink on his little nose here and on his book. And then I'm going to show you how to make fur. So to make fur, you take your color lifter. Let me see if I can. That's a little better. It was a little bright. You take your color lifter. Why, that's not looking like it's in focus tonight at all. Maybe it's my eyeballs. And you take the fine end, and all you have to do is you start just dabbing it on here. And I'll show you what this looks like. When you look up close, it's really cool. You see his little, let me see if my light needs to be turned back on now. Can you see his little furs on there? I think it's pretty cool. I don't know how I can turn it to make it see it better, but so he has little fur, and we're just going to glue him down on the big circle. Some things just fascinate me, you know. He goes on here like this. And then we're going to put this in the center of this big tag. Now remember, if you want to sign up for all 12 days, all this stuff comes pre-cut for you, except for your designer paper that you do have to cut. And that goes in the center. It's $59. There's some add-ons if you want to add on the bundles or stamp sets. You have them. Because who doesn't want this cute little mouse, right? And then I'm going to grab my ribbon shears. And we're going to cut a little strip. I have the hardest time finding the end on the twine lately. And I would just fold this in half, get a loop, and then bring it in here like so. And then we could tie this around our bag, you know, that our goodies are in, so there'd be a bag over this. And I would put this string like right underneath our bow like this. And then attach it to the side of the bag with a glue dot. Okay? So that is our project for tonight. So you were able to make a box to hold your goodies. Now keep in mind, if your items are circular, and not mine are square, see? They have a square bottom. So I made square holes. This, you can kind of form to whatever shape. I didn't really have any big enough ovals, so I thought, well, why not make it a circle? It fills up the whole circle anyway. And you could always tuck in between these a cookie cutter, or you could tie the cookie cutter on the outside. This is a pretty big box. This is a Supreme Original Brownie Mix. You could do a cookie mix. Like I said, you just have to shorten you know, like this here for cookies, you can still use the same box, but the cookie bag, let's see if I can lay it flat enough to measure it. The cookie bag is about 5.5 inches, and the depth of this is only about 1.5 inches. So you'd have to make it narrower and a little bit shorter for it to fit in there good. Okay? All right. Well, let's see if you guys have any questions here. Let me bring myself back up. Let's see if I can do that. Come on, come on. Where am I? Where am I? There I am. Let me see if you guys have any questions that I can answer. Let's see. Okay, I don't see any on there. Did everybody like this tonight? Hopefully you do. All right. Well, if you're interested, like I said, just click on the link on the Facebook page and we'll get you all set up and deliver this right to your house for you. All right, everybody have a blessed evening and thank you for joining me tonight. Day 6 is just around the corner. Bye now.